I'm glad you didn't have to hear what Tyler just said.
Okay.
Why'd you say, what the fuck, man? How dare you?
Who the fucking thing?
Stole my fnunder. Pleb the clop. Right, give me that. That one. No, fuck. I want the two of them. Perfect. There they are. Look at these idiots. Hanging around. These
Green.
glyphids. Their bodies do look green. Their backsides are orange.
And a bit black.
These are very glyphid-like. They sound like glyphids, like glyphids, they move like glyphids. And they got big asses. AKA sacks. This is probably the thing we're most convinced about.
Okay.
Obviously, based on this, there's not much to go off about them. As you know, it's probably fair to assume we'll see more on them tomorrow, although they haven't followed up on the guess the glyphid, device of revealing these things. So we don't know what that looks like. Obviously, we don't know the name. We haven't seen it do anything, but there might be more meat to this teaser than there is on these things' bones. So, in terms of the guys themselves, we can tell that they're going to be more common than, say, the Stingtail, especially given that we get two of them in one shot. Quite a bit smaller. Its size is actually kind of hard to grasp. I think they're probably about grunt size. They got that tall ass,
Yeah.
That's it. But our best guess, not even a guess, that is a sack, and it's all about what's in the sack, of which we have no idea. There's just all kinds of ideas being thrown around of them exploding, of having like it being an egg sack, or actually that's it. I think.
Honey, I think, was thrown around on the
Honey for some kind of healing function. Really, we can't guess. I'd be surprised if it was some kind of warden, given wardens definitely aren't as common as Praetorians, and these guys don't seem to be all that rare. What I'm saying. So
yeah.
I'd be surprised if they're that annoying. I don't really know what we should say in terms of like what they might do or any of that stuff. In fact, I'm actually struggling to remember some of the things that we said.
Yeah, I mean, it's
like
pretty
a
interesting
bozo.
though. Like they revealed a lot more of what the Stingtail could do than what it looked like, and these ones they've revealed basically exactly what it looks like, but revealed nothing of what it can do.
Yeah.
But I guess we have to hope that that's comes along with the name.
Yeah, I
that
do.
will just
Look, see, this actually shows it quite well. It's kind of weird because it's like this sack. It just looks like a big orange sack. It's just glowing. It's like this piece of it on it. It's got like holes in it. That just looks a bit odd to me. It might not be anything, or it might be something. I don't know, but it could just be part of its design.
or
But it looks a bit weird. And that body really does look green, but only because it is producing light. Look at that.
Yeah.
Onto the ground from its body, not from the sack.
Bogs, right?
This biome, I can't even tell. I think it's radio. I think it's the exclusion zone. It's not the bogs. The bogs, I think, have like the mist in the air.
If it's the exclusion zone, then is this possibly the radioactive variant of it? Normally they're greener and glow, right?
Do they normally glow? I think is that just they actually do. You're actually right, but see, this is probably better. They're doing the same thing here. This is the bogs. So, yeah.
I guess they're always like that. Then.
And they do have green bodies, but big orange asses. Obviously, there's not much to go off there. We talked about this in the podcast. All we did was sort of just like throw, just take shots in the dark at what they could be. Could be some kind of exploder. Could like spray acid out of its ass. Could be carrying eggs or whatnot. It's all sorts of stuff, but it's really not. We're not in any position to come to conclusions about that at all. Because, like I said, neither have we seen what it does, and neither have we seen or heard its name. But there is a little bit more to this teaser, and not like anything else that's new. I would just say it's worth pointing out that there's this theme being continued through these teasers that this reaffirms. And I'm going to play it again, and if you don't catch it, we'll explain afterwards, but either way, you might know what I'm talking about. And it's not to do with what's actually being shown, by the way. It's more to do with like other stuff, mainly sound as well. it's like cycling through slides of some kind. It's like with these very distinct sound effects.
Yeah.
I feel kind of dumb. I don't know how to describe it. I guess it's sort of just like going.
Like static.
Yeah, it's like static and it's sort of like slides. There's a lot to say about the presentation of these teasers and this focus on. Best way to put it, and I haven't used the word. I was sort of saying the running theme for the season so far seems to be like perspectives and like surveillance. You use the word footage, which I actually think isn't a bad word to use. Sort of just footage and capturing images and recordings of things seems to be just a big theme, and it's not going away, which is why we're pretty convinced that it's going to have some kind of. We're pretty convinced it's going to essentially form the main theme of the season, the overarching idea, and I just don't think there's any universe where it's not worth pointing out, and I want to make sure we do point it out so that people can discuss this, because not everyone's picking up on this. In fact, I didn't pick up on it at first, but it's plain that there's something. It's just obvious there's something going on here in regards to the way they're presenting these teasers, and
yeah,
yeah,
it'll probably pay off.
It'll probably pay off. I would just be confused if it didn't, because it just feels very deliberate. Not that all of them have done this, but
it's been quite different both times. Obviously, like the first one with the dwarves was such a clear camera footage. The second one, like, with the Stingtail footage. The first and third snippet of it looked completely normal, but the middle one had the camera effect over it. And this one doesn't actually have a camera effect on it, but it has like the static sound while it slips between like panels or frames or whatever.
yeah,
Screens maybe. So
screens. It's more like switching between screens, isn't it? Like looking through multiple different cameras. Yeah.
Well, you don't really like have a PowerPoint screen wipe whenever you switch screens.
No, I guess not.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's important to pick up on it.
The theme.
Yeah. But apart from that, there's no like hard information to gain from this. Technically, not even that this is a glyphid. Although I would say that the chances of it being glyphid are 100% because it sounds like one. Much more so than the Stingtail, in fact, I'd say. Yeah, just another new glyphid.
Right.
There it is. What else is there?
Yeah.
There's nothing else. Bye. Die.